on last week, which I'll link to in the notes down below, that talks about more of the features. However, I wasn't actually able to demonstrate the ray tracing capability because I didn't have a machine that could do that. And so that's probably the first thing you should know about the new ray tracing effect. And I'll link to both this as well as another detailed article about which graphics cards you need in order for this to work. But basically, in order to use the ray tracing capabilities, you need to have a card that supports hardware accelerated ray tracing. So either one of these AMD cards that support the Radeon ray tracing, or a GeForce RTX. So a card that has the RTX, which started, I think, in the 20 versions. I previously had a 1080, which didn't have that technology built in, but I've since upgraded so I can use the ray tracing. So just be aware, if you want to do the ray tracing, you need to make sure you have the hardware that can do that. Now, the other kinds of rendering will still work, just not the ray tracing if you don't have that card, but you still probably need to meet the minimum requirements. And so let's go ahead and let's use one of the example files, and specifically we can open up this new one because this one's kind of designed in order to kind of show the ray tracing and how it works. So we're going to open up this minimalistic interior, and then I'll show you how to use ray tracing on it. Okay, so ray tracing has been added as an effect inside of the camera or the photo mode. So you don't really use it inside of the viewport, you use it for a specific photo. So if I click over into photo, one thing that you're going to notice is that's going to take us into photo mode, and some of the presets down below have that ray tracing enabled. And you can kind of see that when I load this in here. I'm going to bring my focal length in a little bit. Notice that this is trying to do the ray tracing on any scene that we have inside of Lumion that has that effect enabled. But let's say that we were to create a brand new shot. So we're just going to click over here and add a new photo, and we'll go ahead and we'll change our angle just a little bit using our keyboard, just so that it's something different than the default, right? But what we want to do is we want to set this scene up so that it has the ray tracing associated with it. Otherwise, you're going to get this kind of raster render, which is fine, but it's not going to have the detail associated with the ray tracing. So you can either find ray tracing by clicking into your effects. And if you click in here, right now it's under the featured settings, you can find ray tracing. You could also just type in ray tracing right here. And so when I double click on that, notice what that's going to do is that's going to add a ray tracing effect to your scene. Now, when you add the ray tracing effect to your scene, notice how you're getting this kind of like staticky look in here, right? That's because this needs to go through and it needs to actually calculate the light bounces. Remember that the ray tracing is much more computer graphics card and processor intensive, because it is actually calculating the bounces of light in this scene. But notice how if I was to click inside of the scene, what this is going to do is this is going to update the scene using that ray tracing in here. And in this case, it's doing a small number of samples. Notice how you can adjust the number of samples in here by clicking and dragging. Okay, so you've got 4 options over here that are going to adjust the way that this works. So the first is the number of samples. So samples basically refers to the number of light rays that this is shooting out per pixel. So basically it's the number of calculations that this is doing for those pixels. So if you want this to do more calculations, you can drag that sample number up. So you could also click over here and type in a value. So say I wanted like 525, which is a random number, but you can use that in order to adjust the number of samples. Now, when you adjust the number of samples, notice how this preview takes longer, and this is coming in here and it's doing more calculations. Now, this is more graphics card intensive and does take longer, but it also means that you have more data per frame in here, meaning that you can get a better result, especially when it comes to reflections off of things like this metal or something like that. So adjusting the number of samples.